The game you love above them all. Football news, predictions, we have it all. You can watch or listen, that's your call. Just join us on Beyond the Ball.
Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond the Ball. My name is Colly and unfortunately for me, I'm a Chelsea fan. And this week I'm joined by someone who's just as unfortunate, a Manchester United fan, Big Paddy. Paddy, what's going on?
As I said last week, I'm bringing the positivity back for all of Manchester United. Those redundancies and all happening during the week. Somebody has to stay positive for the club.
You giving them a job, are you?
We got the draw. Second half, wonderful performance from Manchester United. What a fight back. The fight is back. We're back. Let's go.
2-2 with
We're
Everton.
back. We're back.
Right, Paddy, we're going to be going through the usual stuff. We have the score predictions, the review starting off. Then we are going to be going into the fantasy football. Then we've got the unpopular fans' opinions, football opinions, in fact, which there's a couple of good ones in there. Yeah, there's a couple of good ones. And then we have a new segment in the show. What's it called? Blind ranking footballers.
Oh, ranking.
Yeah.
Oh,
what did you
I
think?
thought it was something else coming here.
Oh.
Put that lube away. So,
that, and then we'll be giving our score predictions for the football. We are currently watching Chelsea against Southampton. It is 8:15 here, so we're about a minute into the match for anybody that's listening, because this will be out on Wednesday. So if you get random shouts from me, apologies to your ears, but it's probably going to happen sooner or later, and more than likely when we can see the goal.
yeah, well, I'm up for Southampton. For all the Southampton supporters out there, let's go.
Right, Paddy, we're going to jump off the introduction, which I don't know why I said that, but we're going to jump straight into it.
Jump on, man.
We're going to go into the football review. Right, Paddy, first one up, your magnificent result, apparently. Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Tell me what happened here.
Well, it was a game of two halves.
Oh, yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
The first one, I had to stay positive here. It was the best, worst first half of football I've ever seen in my life. No, it was. It was terrible. We were shocking. We lost every second ball. We didn't fight for it. We came out in the second half, same system, but we just worked a bit harder, and it made a massive, massive difference. Still a big problem with scoring goals. Bruno got us out of jail with a free kick, and then Ugarte scored a beautiful, beautiful goal. His first of hopefully many, but it's a big problem at Manchester United now, even between now and the end of the season. If we do have any hopes of even going far in the cup competition, we don't have somebody that we can rely on that can get us a couple of goals. Højlund now hasn't scored, I don't think, in 14 games. That's so bad, he's our only number 9. So it's worrying. Xerxes seems to be coming along a bit more, playing well, but again, he's not an out-and-out striker. So look, a positive second half. We've got Ipswich tomorrow at home.
Today.
Today. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Fuck's sake, get with it.
You were just talking about Chelsea that we're watching now, Loyal.
Yeah, but I informed everyone that it was yesterday.
All right.
So we actually know what's after happening, and Chelsea won 3-0.
Oh, we had to sort me.
Do you remember Chelsea won 3-0 last night? No?
Yeah, right. But no, it was United's last game at Goodison Park. Great stadium over the years for United. We had some great results.
Not for Everton, though.
Not for Everton. No. But look, 2-2 against an in-form Everton side since David Moyes came back to the club. I suppose I can't not talk about this game and not mention the dive at the end from Ashley Young.
Pano all day.
Get the vote. I knew it. I was never a penalty. Never a penalty. Like I think he would have had more chance if he didn't
straighten his leg out.
He was like Superman.
Yeah.
Like Superman.
Straighten the leg. If he hadn't just left his leg like dangling, but didn't straighten it, because he straightens it and he moves it towards Maguire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He moves it towards him, and if he hadn't done that, he was kind of grabbing him as it was, so he might have actually got away with it, but it would have been a soft penalty. I honestly don't think it was a penalty.
It would have been soft, but I was surprised that the ref wasn't being shown the angle with the Yitz pulling on his shirt a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a bit strange.
The only thing I would say is that there wasn't the on-field decision of a penalty, so they probably wouldn't have overturned it. Whereas if they had called the penalty on the field, they probably wouldn't have been able to overturn it just because that. Like, so it's one of them. If you give it, the ref makes a mistake, and if he doesn't give it, it goes both ways. Like, I think so. I think they would have made the right decision overall. Like, I think they got away with it. Like.
And I suppose we probably won't talk about it for the rest of the pod, but we can't mention Manchester United now and not, I suppose, briefly look at what's happened around the club over the past week in terms of more redundancies, cost-cutting measures, talking about like the leaks that are coming out now in terms of they're taking the lunch away from the staff. And it's just all bad publicity. But I can tell you now, if you look at any major corporation or company that has been bought out, the first task from the new company coming in is to lean up the business.
Yeah.
Come in, cut away the fat, and make it more agile, make it more lean, and make it run more smoothly. And if it's one thing Ineos knows how to do, it's run a company. He's a billionaire. It's never good hearing of redundancies, but Manchester United need a massive facelift, a massive change within the club of the culture, which is what's happening now. So it's the pain before, I'm going to say, the glory. Do
you not think, like, see the way, like, there's something as small as that can make a massive impact? And I don't know whether, like, I would imagine that them players have relationships with all them people that are being let go, and they know the people from being in the club. And like, you always see even Fergie back in the day. Fergie was at the lunch lady who died. I think she was there like 30 or 40 years. Yeah, her funeral and stuff like that. And it always showed that kind of that togetherness of the club. Now it's kind of like, right, they've come in and they've kind of stripped away all the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see but know goes on. And some of them players would have had fairly close relationships with them people and seen them every single day. And now they're kind of seeing them people getting made redundant, and they're probably saying to themselves, not them. Like, you know, it just breeds, I think, a little bit of negative thinking into the squad as well. Not only just the background, like the squad. I think
but again, if I was the manager of Manchester United, you would use that as motivation for the players to say, if we don't start performing better, there would be more cuts. There would be more losses of jobs. And to be honest with you, over the next 2-3 seasons, a lot of the players that are currently at Manchester United won't be at Manchester United anymore. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But if you think about it from a business perspective, say altogether there's going to be 300 redundancies. 300.
Yeah.
What were they doing before they were let go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, how much waste, and people sitting around twiddling their thumbs playing fucking
Minecraft.
I'm thinking that what was the game you used to play on the fucking PC? Solitaire.
Yeah. Minesweeper. Yeah. I was wondering you were going somewhere with the yam.
Yeah. But so like 300 people. So look, they must have had to go to lean up the business. Again, bad publicity, but I think people need to be realistic in terms of, in one breath they're saying the Glazers are taking 1 billion out of the club. We shouldn't be in that much debt, but we are in that much debt. So Ineos have come in now and they're trying to get us on a level where we're operating at a profit, which we haven't been for 5 years. So to do that, they need to do cost-cutting measures. They will and are trying to get rid of the players and the massive salaries, because everyone's saying, well, get rid of the players and the massive salaries. You can't just break somebody's contract.
It's not that easy.
For PSR, everything else, you have to do it the right way. But they are in the process of doing it the right way. But in the meantime, they just have to lean up the rest of the business as well. And they will lean up the squad as well and get players in. And like all the top clubs, their contracts will be performance related. Yeah.
And I think I'm seeing it now. Obviously, we used to always go on about like the owners of the club. Like, so we would have always talked about like the Glazers there, and there was not protests and all that stuff going on. That was like probably fairly justified. Like, what's the view on Manchester United as a whole now that the Glazers have kind of not stepped away, but someone else has come in and are now kind of running the club? And like, what is the fans' thoughts like on that? Like, are they still unhappy with the ownership? Do they just want the Glazers out completely, or what is the thoughts? Because it's gone quiet on the whole protest front, even though you are like 15, 16 league. I'm surprised there's not more. Like,
there's not. There will be. Between this season, one of the big things was they raised a section of the tickets up to £66 per ticket, which there was a lot of disgruntlement about. Now there's the redundancies and everything else. But I think the anger from the fans is directed in the wrong way, because people now are saying Ineos are as bad as the Glazers, when all I see Ineos trying to do is trying to fix the mess that the Glazers have made previously. So if the anger is directed towards anyone, it needs to be at the Glazers, and it needs to be to allow the debt that they put on the club originally, which was, I think it was 800 million or 700 million. None of that has been paid off. Not one single penny of that has been paid off. And they've taken out €1 billion in dividends.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side of that, we've also spent over $1 billion in the transfer market.
Yeah.
So it's not as if we didn't have the money to spend and they were taking everything out. So there's a balancing act. I think the major problem with the Glazers was they didn't get proper football people in to run the club. So when you're not winning on the field and you're seeing the stadium falling down around them, the team being a shadow of what it formerly was, look, they have to. The anger has to be directed somewhere, and rightly so at the Glazers, because they have caused this mess in the club. They've ruined the club. As soon as Ferguson left, they didn't know what to do, and I think what encapsulated that was when Ed Woodward was there, and he said, from a commercial point of view, what happens on the pitch doesn't affect what happens from a business perspective. In other words, he was the main man in the club, and he was saying, it doesn't matter if we're losing, we'll still make money, which was just scandalous.
It's a business to them at the end of the day, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but it's changed now, and that's what Ineos have brought in Omar Barada as the CEO. They are football focused in terms of they know that if we're winning on the pitch, we will win as a club from a business point of view as well.
Yeah, it does make sense. I just find that it's strange the way clubs or club owners can come in and think they can do certain things and get away with it, and the fans not react to certain stuff like that. Because I'm seeing a lot of it now with Chelsea, and Chelsea fans are talking about protesting against Bowley, and like, I just think it's a bit too soon. I get it, and I remember we were talking about Chelsea, I think we were talking about it last season, and look, I'm seeing all these comments online where they're basically saying like, they're doing it, they're buying young players, they're going to build them up, make a profit on them. I'm like, hold on, we haven't actually seen that happen yet, so why jump to that conclusion? I think we might maybe, like, let's just give Todd Bowley a little bit of credit and say, right, he's found a loophole for signing players. He's able to sign young players on long-term contracts at lower wages. It'll be actually cheaper to sell them in the long run, because it'll be easier to get rid of them because their wages will be lower. But obviously the length of contract is a little bit longer. But I think that we might get a player in, he becomes really good, but we don't sell him. Like, and nobody's ever thought of that. Like, why are we not selling Cole Palmer if that's the case? Like, why have we not sold anybody that's been anyway good? And there is players, it works the other way, where there is players that we have spent big money on, like the likes of, like, say, Joe Felix and stuff like that, and Kunku. Like, they've come in and they haven't been happy. So now we're kind of like, right, let's move them on if they're not happy. That's not the club trying to make a profit off them. That's the club trying to have a happy and together team.
Yeah, I think it is way too early for the Chelsea fans to be that unhappy with, because again, as well, you're not in debt. And I mean,
exactly,
when you buy out the club,
Abramovich paid it all off when he sold it.
Like, Manchester United never ever should have been, like, the FA Premier League never should have allowed that sale to happen. And you should never be able to buy a club with debt. You should be able
do you think like, I know you kind of said there, the Glazers said that it doesn't matter what, or maybe Woodward said that it doesn't matter what happens on the pitch. Like, the club is the club. So obviously being 800 million in debt, do you think that has like a negative effect on the club? Now, it can sound terrible from a fan's perspective, where I say to you, you're in fucking 800 million debt, and then you say, we've spent $1 billion. So now I'm thinking, right, are you actually in that debt, or are they just taking money that they can just take and just leave the debt and just pay it off as they see fit? Probably paying it in little.
They service the debt.
So does that actually affect the club? Because I know it does. Look, the overall picture, it does as a business. Obviously, if something was to happen, the club would go bankrupt unless someone came in and paid 800 million of debt, which would be very hard to do. But does the operation of the club not stay the same regardless of what that debt is? Like, look at Chelsea, we've no debt, we're still a shit show.
So we invested in the club, but if you look at the facilities, so when Ronaldo came, he said
there's nothing changed.
The training ground, the stadium. So that $1 billion could have been used to be put towards that.
But then at the same time, like, I would rather see players being bought. And I know you haven't bought the right players, like, but that could have went the other way. You could have got some world class players in. You could have been winning titles.
Yeah, and then there wouldn't have been as much happening.
Exactly.
But then it would have been getting run from from a football perspective the right way.
Yeah.
And
So,
it hasn't been.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, everybody goes back to the whole overall picture of the clubs in a state because the stadium's not right, the training facilities aren't right. There's redundancies. Like that's all just a business. The pitch should be just a pitch. The players are the players. If the players aren't good enough, fair enough. You've made a bags of it there, and you can blame the likes of Ed Woodward there on that. But I just think the operation pitch should be the pitch. Business should be business, and it shouldn't affect the team.
Yeah, no,
I know it affects the fans, but I think
Alex Ferguson was one man that done it all. But every other club in the world have a football structure.
Yeah.
Every successful club.
Yeah.
So Jurgen Klopp didn't do it on his own in Liverpool. Pep Guardiola doesn't do it on his own in any of the clubs he's at. Jose Mourinho didn't. Alex Ferguson was an anomaly in that sense.
Yeah. He had the power there in the club. But the respect as well.
But every manager that's went into United since, they've tried to allow him to be the Alex Ferguson in terms of make all the decisions, everything else, and it's just went very wrong. Very, very wrong.
Fair enough. Right, have you anything else you want to talk about on this one? No, happy to move on. Okay. Unfortunately, Paddy, we now have to move on to Chelsea and Aston Villa. Chelsea 1, Villa 2.
1-0 up.
1-0 up. A good goal by Enzo. Good play. We started with Neto up top, who actually I was kind of impressed with. He's very direct. He's fast.
He couldn't hit the back of the Neto.
He couldn't hit the back of the Neto. No. So again, I'm going back to this thing with the Chelsea fans saying they're going to protest. I think it's too early. I think we're jumping the gun there a lot. Like I don't think there's the need for protesting. I get it. We've fallen off a cliff. Our form has gone out the window. We probably won the worst form since Christmas. Before that, we were challenging for the league, and not one person had anything to say about the owners. I get it. Some people probably were saying it, but they weren't shouting loud enough now. And now all of a sudden, there's just like after gaining a bit of traction, all of a sudden, like Todd Bowley, he has this company where ticket touting. So apparently he's been called out because he has this company that buy tickets and resell them at a massive price.
Really?
Apparently he's the owner of one of them companies, or he's part owner of one of them companies. So the fans are after getting wind of this, and they're really running with this side of it. So now I'm just like, fucking talk about adding fuel to the fire there. Like you don't need to be doing that. So I think it's too soon in terms of protests against the owner. We're not in debt. He's spending money. He's buying players. He's buying young players. Let's hope some of them, like I said, if you throw enough shit, something will stick. I'm hoping that's the case. Andre Santos, who was with Santos, what's his name? Andre Santos. I think he's playing over in Brazil, or Esteban, or whatever the fuck his name is. But he's playing over in Brazil. He's due to go over with us next year. And apparently, Maresca is going to be building a team around him. So he's number 9, Brazilian player, very young, very good.
Right.
That's what I've been told.
That brings me on to my next question. Then let's forget about the owners for a while, because it's not the owner's fault your form has dropped off a cliff this season.
No.
So whose fault is it? And
sorry,
if we survive,
the Premier League, like
no,
relegation.
if you survive,
oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
We're saying we're getting relegated.
No,
like,
but will your manager last?
There is an unpopular opinion that's coming up that's relating to it, so I'll talk a bit more about him then.
Okay.
I think I don't see a problem. Sorry, I'm dying here.
You're happy with him?
I don't see that negative with him. Like
he's making Pochettino.
Not more happy. No, I wouldn't say I'm more happy because I was really liking what Pochettino was doing at the end of the season. But I don't mind him. Like I mean, if you ask me who's the better manager, I'm probably going to say Poch because he's done it a bit more and he's been at bigger clubs and stuff like that. Whereas Maresca, it's all still kind of new to him. This is the first season at a big team.
Exactly, yeah. So we're like, but why? And I was watching the fan debate, the overlap one today, and the resident Chelsea fan there.
Some Rory, was it?
Oh, no, I think so, yeah. But he was giving out, saying a club like Chelsea, why are they getting a Maresca in? Why aren't they getting somebody established?
Yeah.
Like you had Pochettino there, but why get Maresca in? Is it because Bowley then has more control over?
It's a yes man, and it's the same. So it's the same reason that they sacked him. So
but
look,
you won't win that with the yes man.
No, you won't, and that's what I don't like. Like I get it if he has some sort of say about signings, and look, he has the full say about how his tactics go. That's all him. But when it comes to signings, they have to be his players. Now, see, I kind of look at it and I say, right, Maresca is a very not young, but he's a very kind of fresh manager to being a top tier manager. You can't class him as a top tier manager because he's never done that at the top tier. He's got Leicester promoted, but but that was about it. So I can't judge him off that. Whereas if we've seen Poch at top managers or at top clubs, we've seen him at Spurs. Well, Spurs not so much, but
he's done a lot with Spurs.
he got them into the Champions League final. PSG as well. So I mean, he's been there. Sorry, this fucking thing is killing me. So look, I don't know. I can't judge Maresca off this, but then that's all I can judge him off. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of stuck in between both of it because I'm liking what I'm seeing in terms of how he deals with the media. His decision making, he makes changes pretty quick and he tries new things, which I didn't think he was going to do because last week I said I don't like the way he had Nkunku playing number 9 and he was the only replacement for Jackson. He actually started with Neto against whoever it was, our Villa, and it was something different. Although we didn't win, it was something different. He was very effective. He's in on goal. Oh, and he's just missed. And that was Cole Palmer.
So you'll probably win the Conference League, which will get you into the Europa League next year. You finish the league in 8th position, but you get into the Europa League or the Conference League. Are you happy enough to keep Maresca?
I'm happy enough to keep him, to be honest. Yeah, I am. We've seen a massive decline. Now, look, I'm going to go on to Chelsea's team here, right? And I'm going to... How many players did we say we signed? Fucking 30 or something like that. We gave a stupid number, right? This is Chelsea's bench, right? And you'll think this is weird. Right, so we have Robert Sanchez, which is fine. We know him. Dewsbury Hall. Okay, we signed him. Not the Chelsea standard. Reece James, okay, unfit, but very good player. Wesley Fofana, first time back in the team, in the squad. He's been out for months. Tyreek George, 18-year-old. So he's come up through the academy. He's not a signing that we've made. Akem Pong, again, young lad. Amo Go, never heard of him. Isaiah Samuel Smith, I've heard of him, but he's a young player again. And then Samurai Mwewe, whoever the hell that is.
No, Sancho on the pitch.
Sancho's playing, yeah. Sancho's starting.
He scored for you?
I think he has, yeah. I think he scored, yeah. Might have been in Europa League. He's going to score tonight. It's Cole Palmer. Oh, what a save. But here's our injuries, right? Lavia, Jackson, Badiashile, Guiu, Madweki, Chalobah, and then Mudryk is out, obviously, because of personal reasons. He's a drug dealer.
Oh.
A drug taker, sorry. But, look, I honestly think that we are going in the right direction. I don't think it's time to protest. I don't think
is that the right direction?
No, it's not. But the whole team, I think, together is going in the right direction. We obviously need a new keeper. That's fine. We need a new keeper. We signed Jorgensen after seeing that mistake. Skeptical. We need a new centre half. Colwell's not good enough for Chelsea. We need a new 1-0. And Nkunku, thank you. We need a new striker. Although Nkunku's just scored there, but we need a new striker. We need a top striker. And if this Brazilian lad coming in and he looks very, very good. I've been watching him in the Brazil League. He looks very good. I think he got the Young Player of the Year or something like that over there. So I'm impressed with him. But then we need another defensive midfielder because we have Enzo, and I've never been happy with Enzo there. Every time Enzo comes into the team, we lose. So I don't like that. He's blown up a balloon. Sorry, it's beautiful. But I'm happy overall. with Maresca. I can't fucking...
Yeah, I think you're mad.
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes over the next few years. I don't want it. Like, what do we do? We sack him? Do we get another person that's like him, another yes man that maybe won't do as good? Like he's been under Pep. He was part of like the treble winning Pep squad as far as I can remember. So he's seen how it's done. He's doing it. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll stick with him.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Other than this, Jorgensen is dog shit. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Right, we'll move off that. Paddy, there was a...
He didn't with a blue one.
He always does that. And this, I remember I said this before. Like Alan Smith was like, "Oh, that's a new one." He does that every time he scores, and that's what I was like. Sky's commentators are so bad. I think it's a thing for his kid. I think his kid loves balloons or something, and so he does that. Yeah, don't know. Not going to say anything about it. The other one, Man City and Liverpool, we're actually after rambling on a bit now, so we're not going to spend too much time on this one. But I'm going to come out and I'm going to be the first person to say congratulations to Liverpool on winning the league, because if I'm being honest, this just shows that they are worthy winners, and this is their first proper Premier League win, in my opinion. So fair play to them.
And Mohamed Salah is one of the best players that's ever graced the pitch in the Premier League.
He's not as good as Eden Hazard, but he's not bad. Right.
He's like you're the only one that even brings him up in the debate.
Excuse me. Right. People compare Hazard to Messi and Ronaldo. People compare Salah. People compare Salah to a prime Hazard. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay.
Who compares Hazard to Ronaldo and Messi?
Everybody does.
No, everyone get the ball.
Right, we're jumping off the review, Paddy. That was a long ramble. We got into shit there. We got a little bit sidetracked there on that one. So we're going to jump into the fantasy football. Clicking off. Oh. Don't worry, we'll get it back.
The match has gone off.
No, actually, it just has to come back immediately. Did I? Oh, there it is. Fancy football. Okay, I'm gonna say it every week before we do the fancy football. If you haven't hit subscribe now. We appreciate it. And we're trying to get to 500 again. It's a long slog. We're trying to get out there and we're trying to get our followers up. If you have YouTube, please just click it. Just hit subscribe. It takes you 5 seconds. Yeah. Like the click an app and then just search us up. We're there. Just click it. We really appreciate it. Yeah. So anybody that is on Apple or Spotify or anything like that can go ahead to YouTube and look at what we're looking at now, which is the fantasy football. Bowley's little boys, 5 points so far. So
we're not looking at last week's, can we?
We are, yeah. So last week we had 94 points for the Bowley's little boys. So a good week for me. Average was 62. So very, very happy. I had Henderson in goal, 6 points. Trent Alexander-Arnold got me 6 points. Aina.
You said you were going to take him out as well?
Who?
Aina.
I was going to take him out, but then I decided not to because
well, obviously
I didn't want to use the 4 points. I would have had to take an extra because so I know I only made one. I didn't want to take the hit, so I just said I'll just leave him in it. Hall got me 9 though because that was a goal fest and he got an assist, I think it was. Brought Matoma in again, 8 points. Salah as captain with 28 points. I had Palmer with 2 points, Kluivert 2 points, and then Wissa with 8 points, 13 points from Isaac, and 2 from Ollie Watkins.
Very good.
So a good week for me. Happy with that. Like I said, this game week is currently in progress now. We're on Tuesday, so there's matches tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to it. Well, it won't be tomorrow because that'll be Thursday. So Paddy, we'll pull up your team. Let's see where you are. There we are. 2 points so far this week. Let's see. Go ahead. Oh,
yeah, but like really, really bad captain's choice this week. So it sells. Obviously, they got beaten by Newcastle.
Tell people how many you got. How many points you got?
62.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because this is an audio podcast. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, 62.
People are listening.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 62 points, and the average was 62. So yeah, look, we're standing in around there.
Big average.
Tarkowski won. Guardiola, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And Gabriel too. So 3 decent defenders didn't bring back a great return for me. Salah 14. Why didn't I captain? I captained Kluivert because I think they were playing.
Gamble. You took a gamble.
I did take a gamble.
Yeah, fair play. I respect it. Yeah.
Gibbs White I brought in this week as well, 5 points, and Matoma I brought in 8 points. I done me is Matoma.
Yeah. It's 2 years before the
right. I changed my whole team this week and I didn't do me how to pronounce these names on YouTube. Kiona got me 9, Wood 5, and Isaac 13. But yeah, the captain let me down this week.
Yeah, that was a bad choice to be fair. And you went with Palmer on the bench and Hall on the bench.
Palmer on the bench was okay.
I understand Palmer, yeah. But now to be fair, Hall I kind of understand as well.
Yeah, he wasn't getting great results beforehand.
Wood you think is going to score as well, and that's your clean sheet gone. So only for there was so many goals in that one that you got 9 points. Okay, 62, not too bad. Let's have a look at the overall at the moment, Paddy, okay? No movement in the top 10?
Wow.
That can't be right. Oh, it's probably going into this game week. Okay, ignore that. But looking at it, there's no movement in the top 5 anyway. First is still Adam McDonald. He's still there. We cannot get him back. 1839. Maybe he lost a few points because he's only 30 or 40 ahead this time. Don't know. I think there was a bigger gap before that.
I wonder is Lima relation number 5?
I'd imagine they are. Yeah, I'd imagine they are. Aaron Gray is in second with 1795. Harry O'Sullivan in third with 1746. Bowley's little boys, myself, is in fourth with 1733. Champions League spot. I'm holding it. Liam McDonald in 5th with 1710. Jordan Murphy is in 6th. Niall Gain in 7th. Chris Gernon in 8th. Luke Walsh in 9th. And Ray Perry is into 10th. Cucurella's Academy, that's a Manchester or Chelsea fan. So that's it. Let's have a look at the February just to see where we are. Aaron Singleton is currently top of February, so it's nice to see someone other than Adam McDonald ruining it for everybody. Although he is there in 3rd. So Aaron Singleton's first with 318. Ray Perry is in 2nd with 313. There's actually 3 of us with 313. So Adam McDonald and myself are all on 313. 5th is Kieran Connolly. And Paddy, where are you? You're nowhere to be found.
60.
Never mind. Okay, right, that's it, Paddy. That is the fancy football done.
I'm depressed now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Paddy. Plenty
no,
of time.
Positive,
Paddy. Big positive, Paddy. Right, Paddy. Next one, we're going on to unpopular football opinions.
Let's do it.
Okay, Paddy. What the fuck we have to go on to? Because I can't remember. Oh yeah, the unpopular opinions. Sorry, zoned out there for a second.
You'd know he's watching the match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. First one up, Paddy. P. Keane 444 and shouldn't be sacked. It's not his fault they were all injured. Is it an unpopular opinion? I don't know. I think people can see there is a lot more going on at Spurs than just what's happening on the pitch. I think people know that the club is being run the way it is.
This sack culture as well.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
You have to give a manager time.
Yeah.
You have to.
So I don't know whether we should be looking at getting rid of Ange. I like him, but again, results are the be all and end all. It's you know what I mean? That's where you base your overall view of how someone's performing is the results. So that's why people keep saying to me, sack Maresca. I'm like, well, his overall performance not too bad. Now he's having a bit of a bad spell, but Spurs have had a bad spell for a long time. So is it him? Is it the players?
No, it's not. Look, it's a bit of everything that goes into it, but he's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
But we know Spurs are Spurs. They never should have got rid of Pochettino in the first place.
No.
They never should have sacked Mourinho at the final, just before a final.
Crazy.
And now with Ange, they should keep and give him another season.
Yeah.
Yeah, like absolutely. Like if you're going to invest in a manager, invest in the players to back that manager. If you see some promise, irrespective of like if you've got a lot of injuries, but you still see the players fighting for the manager, just let him. Like he's done it. He's won a lot with Celtic, yes. But we know that he has a good style of football about him.
Yeah.
He's had some good results when he's had his full strength team. So I would definitely agree with this. It's not Andrew's fault. It's the injuries.
Yeah, I would agree. And I don't want to see him being sacked. Like I said, like whatever about results and stuff like that. I like him as a manager as well. Like he's kind of like, he's not like Klopp, but like everybody liked Klopp's personality, although like we all hate him secretly because he's Liverpool. But
I loved after the United match when they were saying, oh, Ruben Amorim had a lot of injuries and all, and he was like, yeah, seen that, but I went into my office and I didn't see all the get well soon cards from when all my players were injured, so I don't have a lot of sympathy for people. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, I like that. Right, that's that one. So we both agree he shouldn't be sacked on that one. Next one up, Paddy, go ahead. Oh,
Madden around for. I hope that's right.
Madden Aaron.
Madden. It's the same. Madden. Oh yeah. I'm fucking having a
every week we get this with Paddy and pronouncing names.
I give the dad vibes. You know what I mean? Man United should bring back Mason Greenwood. As a footballer, you'd love to see him back, but I wouldn't want him back at the club after what he's done. No.
Would you not? No.
No.
Even though like all the charges were dropped, there was enough there that kind of came out to. It was pretty obvious to me that she was paid off and just said, "Shut the fuck up, drop the case." Like,
yeah, they got back together or whatever. That's fine, but it doesn't take away what he done. Yeah. And like in other walks of life, yeah, you have to be forgiven. They move on or whatever, but he wasn't punished for it.
Yeah.
And like, look, it's just bad PR. And as well, why should he be rewarded? Well, although it would be a punishment playing for United at the moment, really, to be honest with you. And no, I can't. I've no sitting on the fence on this. I've no I'd love to see him back actually, because when someone does something like that, I have a daughter.
Yeah.
So I just can't condone that type of behavior in any way, shape, or form. He deserves a good hiding.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't have a daughter, and if I was a football supporter, I'd be saying getting back.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. So I would be on the side of bring them back, because like I just want my team to win. I don't care who's playing. I don't give a shite. Like the shit he's done is just it's very hard to look past, especially in the Premier League, and especially for a team like Manchester United. There's more there than meets the eye with just
coward.
With just kind of like football and stuff. That it goes beyond that. Like, you know, it's not even just football and ability. You know, it's the person as an actual human being.
Yeah.
Like, and the stuff he's doing. It's disgusting. Like, and you know what? Like, it's funny because if she never had come out with that, no one would have ever thought. Like, because when you look at Mason Greenwood on the pitch, you think kind of shy, quiet boy, not really like aggressive or anything like that. And then but
yeah, exactly. Not against other men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
against
women.
Have
the balls to do it. Like,
yeah.
Come on, Neto. 2-0 Chelsea. Excellent. Just singing
this is the highlights on the Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
we're watching it really early, 6 o'clock in the morning, just before it goes out.
So yeah, Paddy, look. Yeah.
So I'm gonna disagree.
I'm looking at it.
And it is an unpopular opinion, so that's a good one.
It is a very good one.
Stand in.
Yeah, no, that is a very good one, because it does divide.
Actually, yeah. Look, if you're listening, let us know in the comments what you think, because I would like to know from other Manchester United supporters what people would they have them back. So yeah.
If I was a United supporter, I'd probably want them back just because I'm so desperate. That's me just being honest. I'd want them if I was desperate. No. Okay. Right. Next one. Malaya's Football World 2.0, I believe.
Not world.
No, I believe I forgot to put that in. I forgot to type that in. Salah is not Africa's top 5 GOATs. So not in the top 5 greatest of all time African players. Do you agree with that? Would you disagree with that? Like, I think of like the likes of Didier Drogba. Like, I'm going to Samuel Eto'o. Like, there's all the greats that have kind of been. Yaya Toure would be up there for me, and one of them.
He isn't top 5.
Yaya.
No,
sorry, Salah.
Yeah. He's got him in the Ballon d'Or this year.
Yeah, I think he deserves it as well. Look, Malaya's World always sends us in a little off the cuff one. He sent us in the one about Filippo Inzaghi last week as well. So he does have unpopular opinions. I'd like to know if he actually has them or he just wants us to talk about it.
And it's relevant as well, considering Jamie Carragher's comments yesterday.
And you know what, right? Rio Ferdinand, I'm just going to say it now, is an absolute prick. And he's making it about him. Again, he's making it out of him. He's a fucking.
He's a bandwagoner.
He's an absolute prick. Like,
jumps in the bandwagon.
And he came out and, like, so for anybody, for context, Jamie Carragher said, like, the AFCON is basically shit.
But it wasn't about, like, he can be a condescending idiot as well, Jamie Carragher.
Oh yeah.
So it was when Micah Richards and Sterling came out and said, "No, it is," and he's like that. Sturridge, not Sterling. Sturridge, yeah.
But can I just and now
but he is one of Sky Sports' main pundits, and this is the second. No, look, this is nowhere near as bad as the first thing he did when he spit at the young girl in the car. Like, how he can get away with this stuff in a job, like, but then you're looking at these people thinking, you know, these are representative of footballers everywhere, but footballers are sports people. Like, he probably didn't go really far in skill, so maybe he is just a little bit dim. To be honest with you, really. Like, so do we expect anything else than behavior like that when, you know, it's not a big cup, and then lads beside him saying, "No, it is a big cup," and he's like looking at the camera,
but you know, right? And idiot. Like, this is like, don't know, it's not controversial, but did you notice the two people that said it was a big cup are black and probably of African descent?
Yeah.
So I'm not nothing against it, but I actually agree with Jamie Carragher. I think it's a bullshit and I think it's not just AFCON, it's the Copa America as well.
Well, I was just about to say that.
I think that's bullshit as well. I think the only one is the World Cup, and you can, like, I would go
Euros is shit as well.
Euros is pretty shit, right? Fair enough. It means a little bit more to us because we're Europeans. So, and I get the whole, like, Africans thinking that AFCON is fucking brilliant and it's great. It is for them. Euros. Exactly, it is for them as well. So I completely respect that it is for them. But when it comes to the Premier League and judging someone that's playing in the Premier League, to me, it's irrelevant. I find it's irrelevant. Like, that's not going to boost his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. I don't think. Do you think so?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It absolutely would.
I don't know.
It would.
But I do believe that it's one pinnacle World Cup, and then you've got the 3 on level par: AFCON, Euros, and Copa.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not a big cup, though.
Yeah,
the Euros is a big cup.
It's definitely it is a big cup. Yeah, it's a major tournament.
America,
it's a major
tournament.
It's a major tournament. Yeah. I don't think it's it is as good as the World Cup, which I think what he was trying to say, rather than it being.
And this goes back to him again,
just being a bit
dim.
Yeah, but I don't like this fucking Rio Ferdinand prick jumping in on it. I
needed a boy,
and he made it about colour thing and a race thing again.
I don't like Rio Ferdinand as a pundit.
He's a knob. He is so. He's not Africa's top 5 go. I disagree with that. I think he's one of the greatest Premier League players that we've seen in our generation.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
Yeah, so I'd find it hard not to say he's up in the top 5.
Chelsea legend.
Yeah. Okay. I'll claim it. Right, you.
John O'Bortley, 91. Maresca will be sacked before the start of next season. Massive Chelsea fall off incoming. I think the start of this has already started. And I was going down this line of questioning with you earlier on, simply because I believe he is not the man to bring Chelsea forward either. I think I see so many parallels with Chelsea now and United with Glazers and post-Ferguson. I really do. And not making the right appointments. Like buying all young players. There was a famous comment by Alan Hansen years ago saying you don't win out with kids.
Yeah.
And you don't with kids on their own.
Yeah.
You need some experience in there. And Chelsea lack a few 30-year-olds that can drag them forward.
Yeah. We definitely need that. And do you know what? Thiago Silva, I would have loved to keep him for another year. Just to try help everybody along the way. Like, because there's just really nobody has that. Like you can see Enzo Fernandez is coming in and he's a little bit more mature, I'd say, than everybody else. But it's like your actions have to speak louder than your words, like, unfortunately, and his really aren't in terms of what I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
do I agree with this and do I disagree with this? And I've seen things where Chelsea have come out and said that Maresca will be there next season. So I don't think he'll be sacked. I don't want to see him sacked. I want to give this manager a time. Like I said, we spoke about it in depth. I spoke about it. Yeah. I've seen a lot of things that I do like. A lot of fans are unhappy with the owners. I think, okay, let them be unhappy with the owners. But as far as I'm concerned, on the pitch, Maresca, he's got a lot of injuries. The team is playing well. At one point, we were challenging for the league. Yes, we've fallen off a cliff. It happens. But that's where the experience will come in and really help us in them situations. Yeah. We just don't have the experience of going through rough patches. And now this is a learning curve, I think. So I am going to disagree with this one.
I'll agree.
Okay. You think he's gone?
I think it's only a matter of time. If it's not before the start of this season, it will be next season.
Okay, fair enough. Can I just I just want to show people as well what I've planted on Paddy, and he just noticed it a few minutes ago.
Before we
passed. So we always have a little drinky. Paddy's on the water. I'm on the 7-Up tonight. But I put down little beer mats that my sister got me from. I'm gonna actually bring it up to the camera just so I can see. So that is the Chelsea play that made us break the record, the points record, the 95 points record. That's the play of, I think it was Cole's goal against Manchester United to make it 3-0. So I just said I'd plant that down for you. I've got one here as well.
I like it. When I first seen it, I thought it was the Champions League final where we beat them but it wasn't. No, it was the Premier League one. Which, okay, fair enough. He's had already won the league by that stage.
3-0 Chelsea. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, I'm not. 3-0, the exact same scoreline as that one right there. 3-0. And then also I've got this one here, which I could walk it to you, like Mount, Werner, Havertz, Champions League final against Man City. Havertz or Werner makes the run out.
Mount, this is the player you don't rate.
The one that I said last week, the one thing you don't. So yeah, I just thought it'd be funny. I've got two more there.
They're really good.
They're cool, aren't they? Yeah. So I thought I'd land you that one with. I was like, please let them have Chelsea against United.
No, it's really good.
Enough we do, yeah. Right, Paddy. Next one. I'll rate this one. This is your one. So in from Big Paddy. if Pep doesn't turn things around at Manchester City next season, he is out of the greatest manager of all time to be.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
It's an unpopular opinion, but I do believe. Now, look, I'm not saying he's not a great manager. I'm one of the greats of the Premier League era. Like what he done at Barcelona as well, brilliant. But to put him up there with the Shankleys, the Fergusons, the Paisleys,
Mourinho's?
No, really, look at the boat, yeah. No, because look, you see when they had bad periods, they brought teams back. So we've never seen Pep in this situation before. And I'm not saying he won't, even if he does throw money at it and they spend money and they come back. But to get that team to a level similar to where they were previously, if you can do that, well then, yeah, I'll absolutely include him in that greatest manager of all time Premier League debate. But what I'm seeing from him now, this season really, is a very, very unstable man that's not used to losing. And I'm not seeing any indication that he's going to turn it around, even with the players they signed in January.
I think it's mad. I just think it's mad because he's won 4 in a row and there's no one that's ever done that. I don't know how you don't have him as the greatest of all time.
No, definitely not the greatest of all time.
I don't know. I still don't believe he's done in terms of Premier League wins. I think maybe next season. It depends what Liverpool do.
I've never because I always say it. He's never the greatest of all time because he's never done it with an underdog. Now, I'm not saying Man City will be an underdog, but if they finish this season poorly and they don't get it back next season, and he can't get it back, and he ends up leaving, well, then that shows me then that he hasn't got that quality in him to take. They're not even underdogs. This is a Chelsea or a Man City side that can sign anybody they want. But the really great managers went into not the greatest clubs, or they went to a club that was big and it needed to be brought back up. And they've done these things where they weren't expected to be as good as they were, and they showed them why they're the greatest. He came into a Barcelona side that, look, I think I could go in there and win something with them. Not maybe as much as he won, but you'd win something with them. There was an unbelievable squad. Bayern Munich, Man City, all the resources you want, all the best players in the world. But
you have to still be able to do it because
I'm not saying he's a bad manager in any way, shape, or form. Unbelievable manager. But when you talk about the pinnacle of the greatest of all time, that's the one thing that stops him from getting it for me, is that he has never been in a bad position and brought, like, the worst he's done was at Bayern Munich, where he couldn't get near the Champions League and he left.
And do you think, so are you basing this purely solely off Alex Ferguson?
Well, he is the great. He is like the only person that has to beat is Ferguson.
Yeah. So you're putting him.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. So if he and I do believe that if he can get Man City back winning another league title, because not only will he be coming back, but he'll be building a new team as well. Because Man City are an aging team now, and they do need a lot of changes. So if he can make those changes and then continue to win leagues, there's not much I can say then after that, because then what it'll be then is that, okay, he went through a bad period, he brought the team back, he done everything he did at City, the 4 leagues in a row, the treble, and he done this at Bayern, and he done this at Barcelona. I'd find it very hard to argue for Ferguson.
Yeah, I just think he's won too much, and I don't hold he's gone into a big club and done it, because you have to step up and you have to be able to do it. Like, he done it at Barcelona, he did win stuff at Bayern, he did win stuff at Man City, and he's won unbelievable. The treble, he stole your glory. He stole that treble.
Zidane won how many Champions Leagues?
Yeah, so that's what I was actually going to say, because Ancelotti as well is one of the most successful as well. So, like, Ancelotti, I think, gets overlooked a lot. He's fucking brilliant. Like, and even at Chelsea, he was fucking excellent. Like, and I think it was John Terry said he was one of his favorite managers, obviously after Mourinho. Carlo Ancelotti was one of his favorite managers.
He ended up at Everton.
I had no idea. Absolute masterclass from Everton getting him.
Crazy.
And then obviously the Real Madrid job comes about when he's like, oh yeah, see you later. Like, I can't fucking blame him. He's coming out in Liverpool. He's going, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what are we doing? So, Paddy, look, I get that we're kind of basing this off solely Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we calling this the greatest Premier League manager or just the greatest managers in general?
Well, like, who other than Alex Ferguson would you say is the greatest manager of all time?
Jose Mourinho. What? Leave me alone.
Right, okay, other than Jose Mourinho.
Well, then I forget about it. Yeah, so like I don't know, like because we're going, you could go back pre Premier League times, like when Liverpool were really successful and stuff like that, and then you could start talking about them. But I mean, I wasn't born then, so I'm kind of like, I like to talk about the era I was born. I know the history and I know that, I get that, like, but I can only judge of what I've physically seen. And for me, look, I've lived through the Fergie era and I lived through Pep as well. It is without a doubt Fergie, but I do think that Pep is not that far off considering what he's done.
No, he's not. That's what I said.
Yeah.
But if he has to
basically get them back to that.
He has to show his balls.
A rebuild.
Then.
So he has to show a rebuild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. Then. So I don't know whether to disagree or agree because I kind of agree, but then I don't. So I'll sit on the fence. If that's okay.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, of course you do. Right. Where is my mouse gone?
And again, if you disagree, let me know why in the comments. Reach out to me on my socials.
Yeah.
Or
Patrick Sheridan Music.
Patrick Sheridan Music.
I shared your story on the Beyond the Ball when you were playing live in.
Oh,
where were you playing live?
I was playing live in Murray's in O'Connell Street.
Where can we see you next?
I'm in the Kingswood Lodge on Friday night and Harkins in town on Saturday night.
Kingswood Lodge?
Kingswood, yeah.
Kingswood.
I know, yeah.
Oh, we go.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Live stream, baby. Okay, that's it. And then here's my one, Paddy. Who was it? You're in it?
Okay. Oh, yes. Colly 130. Awful prick. Peter. I'm not supposed to course. Sorry.
Why did I put 130 on it?
Are you not Colly 130?
I'm Colly.
Just not 130?
Where's the 130? I like a lot of usernames that I've used is 130. Like that's my poker name and stuff like that.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know 130.
Peter Drury is a terrible commentator and just spews absolute nonsense. Is this an unpopular opinion?
I think it is. I think people fucking love him, but I cannot stand him. Like he just.
Do you not like the drama?
It doesn't even give me drama. He just gives me bullshit. It's like the one of the greatest commentary moments of all time was the little boy from Rosario, and that was him, and that was absolutely brilliant. He's been trying to emulate that, I think, with every single game he commentates on. Like Chelsea that score, and if it's fucking, just say it's Nicholas Jackson, he'd be like, the Jackal Jackson, and you just come up with a stupid rhyme, and I'm just like, it doesn't make sense, and it's like magnificent but wacky, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? It's just bullshit. Like it's not like it doesn't make sense. Stop saying
Call out WWE.
That's what it's like. Do you know what it's actually like? It's like it's probably like, I wouldn't even put him on the level of like JR and the King.
No,
he's maybe like the Coach. Remember Coach?
Oh, really? That
he's that. I think he's like that. Anyway, listen, I don't like listening to him. But you know what? Actually, this made me think about, and at the time I didn't realize how good they were. But Andy Gray and Martin Tyler. I hated Andy Gray when he was commentating, but I was watching Premier League years there during the week, and just listening to him, like Drogba scoring headers and just like the stuff he was saying. It's brilliant.
Like people hate him because, well, non-Manchester United fans hate him because he was a massive Manchester United fan.
And like I just find that like the commentary standard these days is shy.
Yeah, you look at what they got sacked for.
Yeah.
And like people always said, but like then you look at like what Carragher done, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So anyway, this is my unpopular opinion. I'm not sure if people will agree or disagree with me. What do you think?
I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Prick.
But I listen to him more, and if he starts annoying me, I will revisit the subject.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's all I want. I just want people to take notice, be aware of what he's saying, and listen to the absolute bullshit that he's coming out with. Okay, Paddy, that is it for the unpopular opinions. A massive thank you to everybody that did send us some.
Yeah, there's a thing of United scoring a goal there.
Did you forget what that's like? You're celebrating the ads now. Paddy, we're jumping off this, and we're jumping on to our new segment again. For anybody that's wondering about this is more just a quick little segment that we're going to be doing that we can actually clip and put onto TikTok and stuff like that. But it's a fun one as well. Um,
I'm wondering about it because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
well, I'll walk you through this.
Right.
Right, it's just going to be one. This is going to be a really quick, probably the quickest segment we've ever done.
You do it for me first.
I'll do it for you. No, you don't need to do it for me because you haven't planned.
Right,
so
okay.
I'd rather you plan it.
Right.
So I have. I'm gonna play the graphic first, right? We're gonna be going into the blind ranking.
Have a new graphic?
It's a new graphic.
Come on.
It took me about 5 minutes to do it, and it's not great. So
Don't downplay it before you put it on.
okay, here we go.
That's brilliant.
It's not bad,
I
is
love
it?
it.
It's not
That's
bad.
brilliant.
I like it. Okay, Paddy.
Yes.
So what I've got here on my phone.
Although next week, instead of your man, no, I'm not saying he's not good. He is good. We'll put like Stevie Wonder there instead.
Oh, that's
funny,
good. Yeah. I could have done that. Yeah. That's all right. Fucking prick.
Yeah.
Paddy, here on my phone, I've got 5 defenders. And I want you to blind rank them, right? So you 1 to 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst.
Right.
I'm going to give you the 5 defenders.
Right.
You have to slot them in somewhere.
Right.
And then you don't know if the player coming last or the player next is better or worse. So you have to really think about this one. Okay. So the 5 defenders.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off. Rio Ferdinand.
4.
Okay. So you've gone 4. John Terry.
3.
Okay. Tony Adams.
2.
Okay. Vidic.
1.
Robert Hood.
Yes. Oh yes.
Fair play. So Hood.
I love it.
I
love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Look. That's all. I just wanted to give a little taster of what that's going to be.
It's really enjoyable. That's
It is really enjoyable.
Yeah.
So what we'll do next week is we will come up with positions. If you want to do strikers, I'll do defenders or
Missionary,
doggy, whatever you want.
Oh, doggy.
Could be 5 favorite sex positions.
Yeah.
No, 1 to 5. We might veer off football. Who knows?
Yeah.
That'll be on our OnlyFans though, as we promote every week. So that look, Paddy, that's just something that we are going to be doing for a bit of crack on the podcast. It can work out. Some weeks you'll get it where you completely screw it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's the end of that one. Like I said,
Looking
it's going to be
forward
the quickest one ever, but it gives everybody a little teaser. So Paddy, we're going to jump on to the next one, which is the football predictions. Righty, Paddy. We are giving our score predictions for the games that are coming up tonight and yesterday.
Let's just do them because I don't know what that means.
Hold on. I told everybody today is Wednesday. I did tell everybody I'm a time traveler, and it was 3-0 to Chelsea. It's 3-0 to Chelsea at halftime. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This could prove that I actually am a time traveler.
And I have to say, as much as talk about Chelsea's demise and not everything else, you can only beat who's in front of you.
Yep.
And to be winning 3-0 at halftime is very good.
Yep. Okay. First one up is Jesus. Chelsea versus Southampton. Okay, so obviously,
are we doing this?
I'm just going to do this.
But this was yesterday.
It was yesterday, but I want to just. I'm actually a time traveler in the reverse direction, so I'm actually time traveling back to before the match.
Right.
So
let's fly through this then, because people already know.
Yeah, I know. So it's 3-0 to Chelsea at the moment at halftime. I'm going to say it finishes 3-0.
I'm going to say 3-all.
Ah, you freak. Okay. Right. Next one. So this one is tonight. Manchester United versus Ipswich. How do you think it's going to
go? Positive Paddy says that after the rousing second half performance against Everton, we're going to. It was arousing. We're going to win. We're going to keep a clean sheet as well. Actually, it was well overdue. 3-0 Manchester United. Let's go.
1-1.
Oh.
No, do you know what? No, I'll be serious. I think you'll win it narrowly. I don't think any result that you'll get now is comfortable. I think people aren't afraid to come out and play against Manchester United. Even with it being Old Trafford, your home form hasn't been great this season. So look, Ipswich, they'll probably come with the mindset thinking they've nothing to lose, so they'll probably go for the game, which may benefit you because it leaves them a little bit more open.
The relegation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's getting scary.
It is. I know.
You're talking about
who you fucking telling?
You're talking about rebuilding next year. You could win the fucking championship.
Thinks we'll win every week.
Well, I don't fucking know. No, I'm gonna go with 2-1 to Manchester United. Like I said, I don't think you'll make it easy for yourselves. And I'm gonna go with a Bruno goal. I'll go with Bruno Fernandes. Go.
One who can score.
Yeah. Next one, Forest and Arsenal. This will be a good game. Arsenal, can we just say and just agree on this? This is not an unpopular opinion. The biggest bottlers of all time. Can we agree on that?
I think Arteta hit his peak last season.
Yeah, and he's done. Yeah. I think absolute fucking bottle jobs.
Yeah.
Forest,
but he wasn't backed either.
No,
he needed a striker in January.
Yeah, he did. Forest and Arsenal. Paddy, I'll jump into this one. Forest, massively impressed with them this season. Have to say, like, they're very, very good. I can see them getting a result against Arsenal here as well.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say they're gonna beat them. I'm gonna say 2-1, and I'm gonna say Chris Wood to score.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be not first win because I think they'll be right up for after losing against Newcastle so convincingly. As they really let themselves down there. And I think Arsenal will probably know now that the league is over. Yeah. So, like, and even if Arteta comes out and says, no, it's not, those players,
they're
looking
at the table.
Even if their performance drops by 5%, they're going to lose. So it's Forest win. I'm going to say 3-1. Forest.
Excellent. Spurs and Man City, a good game. One that I'm hoping Spurs win because at this stage I'm thinking about Champions League for Chelsea. So there's 4 of us, I think, on the same points. Obviously, we were winning last night. So hopefully we've got the 3 points after. This is so confusing when there's stuff going on, isn't it? Look, Chelsea are winning 3-0 at the moment when we're recording, and hopefully they get the 3 points and we go fourth, and we stay fourth. And I'd love Spurs to beat them because that would help us out massively. So,
what you'd like means jack shit. This is predictions. What?
For fuck's sake, right? Man City are going to win 2-1 then, and Kevin De Bruyne's going to score.
I'm going to say Spurs are going to win here.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Man City have not been able to get over the line. And again, Pep Guardiola losing the rag. I don't know what he's doing.
I want to harm myself. Do you remember? He's like, I want to harm myself. Yeah, he's scratching himself. Spurs, I'm going to say, are going to win 3-2 here because they'll definitely concede at home because they are Spurs and Suns score. Okay, last one, Paddy. Liverpool versus Newcastle. A good match here, but I do think Liverpool are just too good for everybody this season. Like I said, I've congratulated them already on winning the league. This is their first legitimate Premier League win that we can honestly hold my hands up and say fair play to them because they haven't slipped up that much. And I know Chelsea bottled it, Arsenal bottled it, but all they can do is win their games, and that's what they're doing. So fair play to Liverpool. I see them.
Do you think Klopp is regretting leaving?
I don't know. I think he was stressed. I think he had to leave just to.
Yeah, but he's stressed because he couldn't be City, and then
then he
leaves and City blow up.
I'd say there is a little bit. I'd say he's very happy for them, but I'd say it's like Gerrard when Liverpool won the league when he left. I'd say he was happy, but then I'd say he was kind of like a little bit bitter about it as well. So look, maybe he is a little bit jealous. But 3-1 Liverpool and Diaz to score.
Yeah, look, it's not going to affect them winning the title, but I think it'll be a draw here. I'm going to say 2-2 draw, and Isaac to score first.
Hope he does because I haven't been fancy football. Paddy, that's it. The podcast has come to an end. It's been a good one. Again, new segment, some brilliant unpopular opinions coming in.
This in-person stuff is really good.
Yeah.
And the new segments are really, really enjoyable. And if people are enjoying them as well, look, don't enjoy it for free. And we're not asking for money. We're just asking for a follow.
Don't enjoy it for free.
Yeah, so all we want as payment is you to subscribe and follow us. Show us a bit of love.
Which also, by the way, you just want to clear this up, is also free. I'm just, look, just in case people think they need to pay, I'm just saying.
You just want to pay now.
That's no fans. No, we do massively appreciate you if you've been listening and if you've been watching as well. Make sure you hit subscribe, follow us, tell your friends about us. Like I said, the greatest thing you can do for us is hit subscribe, tell your friends that we do a podcast every week. We've been very consistent with it, coming out at 7 a.m. every Wednesday. Me and Paddy do this every single week. We enjoy it very much.
Don't get paid for it.
We don't get paid for it. Don't get anything. So the least you could do for us if you do enjoy it, and we only ask you if you do enjoy it, is hit subscribe.
But that should show to people as well that we've been doing this for so long now. We've never had from it.
No.
From a monetization point of view, never. So we just do it for the love of it. So we really enjoy it, and we always look to improve it, hoping the people listening, watching, enjoy it more. And
you know what? I'd say I'm probably the worst person at asking people to do it as well. Over the last, this podcast has been going for 5 years. It's gone through changes. It's gone through name changes. I've probably been the worst person at actually asking people to subscribe, because all I want to do is make sure that we put out good content.
Yeah.
So now I think it's time you fuckers get back to us.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sick of doing all the work.
Okay, relax.
Oh, sorry, Jesus. Fuck. Right, Paddy, that's it. The end of the podcast. It's been a great one. Again, thank you for everybody that sent in your popular opinions, unpopular opinions, whatever they may be. And yeah, we appreciate it. We will be back next week, same time, 7 a.m. on a Wednesday, and we'll see everybody then. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.